So we're starting with the roller leg face down to the mat, and you can sit at one end and lay down onto your spine here. So with your feet grounded, you can roll back, curve your way down into the roller. You're supported head to tailbone, arms extended out, palms to the ceiling. Begin just rocking a little bit side to side, massage out the muscles along the spine here, space between the blades, the back of the skull. Shifting your weight from your torso so you feel the shift in weight in your feet. And really reach long for the arms, so you feel the stretch in your chest as you go side to side. The perfect thing to do on a gray, rainy day here. And another twist. So we're coming back to center, stabilize through your feet. Imagine holding a ball between your legs, or actually do that. And then we inhale to lift the arms up, embrace the air over your chest, over your heart, and exhale, pulling arms open, wide, down. The blades hug the roller beneath your body, and then inhale to lift. The blades still heavy, they move sideways, away from your spine, and then wrap in to embrace the roller beneath you. Inhale, arms rise, and exhale, and sink them down. Remember, be a little slowly here, so you're not just throwing the arms up in the air and then flopping them down to the ground. You want to maintain the control to feel the work in both directions. Just go for one more. Full breath in as you hug the air above you. Full breath out as you release the arms down. Now here we lift the arms and have the arms chest width, palms facing in, fingers reach up. Inhale, shrug the shoulders to 5. Exhale, pull the blades down. This is a great exercise to notice what's going on in the back of your body. You can't keep an eye on it, but you can feel the blades move off the roller and then dissolve and sink around the roller. You can pay attention to the placement of your shoulder blades in relationship to your rib cage, in relationship to your spine. And of course, just enjoy the stretches, right? So hands go up, feel the stretch across the upper back. And then as the blades fall, feel the opening and stretch across your chest. One more. Inhale to float them up like the arms fill with helium. Exhale. They sink down as they lose that air. Turn the palms forward and then exhale, lengthen the arms at your side. Double arm lower lift. We reach the arms up, the shoulders sink down. Reach the arms back and the blades slide towards your waist. And then reverse it. Arms glide up in unison, in parallel, and exhale all the way forward and down. To lift again. Exhale and stretch the arms behind you. Your cage stays rounded, so there's not an additional arch in the spine there. And again, reaching up and then the arms lengthen back. Exhale forward and all the way down. One more. You want to feel the pull of the lats so that the neck doesn't disappear in the hunching of the shoulders when the arms are back. And then as you lift the arms and then stretch them forward, try to lengthen out to the fingertips. So you pull the shoulders away from the neck, giving it a little more elongation. Next, take your hands to your shoulders, and we'll pull the elbows in for circles. Inhale, lift up, exhale, circle them out, around, down, and in. Shrug the shoulders here. Spiral around, and back into center. Opening the chest. And then your weight, closing it up a little bit so you can spread it wide again. Just breathe through this. Enjoy the massage you're getting on your upper back, between your blades and around the shoulder blades. And let's reverse the circles when you're ready. Keeping a rotation happening with the upper arm bone. So the aspect of the arm changes in relationship to the floor. And to your body, of course. The circles can gradually get bigger if that feels good in the joints, in the muscles. And then keeping your image work in the arms, that helps you stay balanced on the roller. Now finish that up, extend the arms forward, full arm circles. We lift the arms up and back by your ears, and then circle out wide around and forward with the palms to the ceiling. At the end of the movement, turn the palms down. Arms reach up as goes back. Circle out, stretch to the palms, stretch the fingertips. Rotate the upper arms so the palms are down, and then lift the arms again. You feel that stretch right back inside in your torso, and you sweep the arms along. Let's do one more like this. Inhale all the way back. Exhale all the way forward. And then reverse. Palms up to circle back. Lift the arms a little off the ground as they reach behind you. Exhale, dive them forward in unison. And palms up to circle out and back. Exhale and press them forward here. Palms up, circle again. Exhale, press them down. One last one like this. Exhale, forward here. Okay, and we're going to slide off of the roller. And then let's come up and do some massages for the legs. So we're going to start with the hamstrings. So the roller is going halfway down the thigh. Your hands can reach behind you. And then you lift your hips up, get the support from the shoulder girdle, and then you pull your hips back towards the arms, and then you push the hips away. Foot stays off of the mat here. You're trying to really push the floor down so that you get that feeling of lift. Going back and forth here. You go all the way up to the sits bone and all the way down to just above the knee. You don't really want to roll on the back of that joint, or really on any side of it. And we can also do a little bit of external rotation, so heels together, toes pointing out, knees pointing out, and roll up and down that way to hit the lateral hamstring. And then we can spiral the legs, rotate them internally, and go back and forth here. So of course, that's the medial hamstring you're feeling. And of course, the press of the arms is building strength in the shoulder girdle. Oh, I'm sorry. All that driving over the holidays, right? The hamstrings really take a beating. Okay, and then have a seat, shake out your hands and wrists. And then we're sliding this down to the mid-calf. So really you're gonna focus on the bulk of the muscle in the calf, not worrying so much about like the tendon closer down by the foot, but you can go the length that you want. So this will be a little bit more work because you're lifting from a further point, and we're gonna roll up and down here, and then pull it back in. So just massaging up that calf muscle. Trying to keep the shoulders down by pushing the floor down and engaging your lats. Whenever I do this, I think about the strength of the athletes who work on those rings. You know, it's like, this is hard enough. And you can try the internal rotation. And then the external rotation, look for the spots that your body needs. Ow. All right, and then from here, we're going on to the quads. So go over onto your forearms. And of course, the roller will be going halfway up the thighs or down the thighs. So you want to be on your forearms here. And keep the belly lifted up a little bit, so don't let it sag to the ground. And you can pull forward or pull your chest through the frame of your arms. So you can go right above the kneecap. Maybe you have to walk a little bit forward and back with your elbows on your mat. And then you're going all the way up but below the pelvic girdle. Now if your toes and your knees are pointing straight down, this is your medial quad. That's the one that crosses both the knee and the hip joint. And if it feels like it's a lot for you, you can take your toes down to have a little bit of support here. So if your feet are grounded, it's a little less weight into this. If you're really tight, you can also get a second roller. And sometimes people buy like a short one that's like 18 inches, 12 to 18 inches to do as an extra roller here that disperses the weight. So now let's go into external rotation. Either feet down or feet off the floor, going up and down. Now I do know that people who want like more pressure into their legs here will sometimes cross one leg over the other one to focus on the leg that's on the bottom, getting more weight into it, more massage into it. That's up to you. I'm happy here. Now the next one we're doing is internal rotation. And this one can be a little trickier because you're going to hit more of the lateral quad, which if you're tight in your lateral leg, especially in the IT band area, you're really going to feel this. So again, don't worry about putting your feet down if that helps you with it. It's better to find a variation that makes you do the work instead of discouraging you from doing the work, right? All right, and then we are going to work a little on the side of the leg too. Now, what you don't want to do, because it's super painful and really not that effective, is to go right on the IT band along the side of your leg, right where your side seam would be on your pants, on your leggings. So instead, when you're down this way, we're again going to kind of sit sideways here. The bottom leg will be extended. That's going to be necessary in order to really lengthen the IT band and the muscles here on that side of your leg. Going down onto your elbow. And then your top leg will be in a figure 4 position with that foot in front of the other leg. You could also press through your fist from your top hand into the mat for more support. And now, instead of being directly on the side seam, if you go onto it, you're going to feel that's pretty painful. So let's rotate the leg internally, so be just behind. And so now you're on the lateral hamstring. And then we're going to push and pull from below the hip to above the knee. And if you find a spot that really needs the work, focus there. So the same for all these rolling exercises. If you feel like there's one spot that's super dense, super painful, you may want to not roll on it initially and roll above it and below it and around that area, and then gradually zero in on it as the surrounding space opens and expands a bit. Or you might want to stay on the spot that's super tight and just hold it, breathe into it, let it sort of open up from that continued pressure. But what you don't want to do is get into a spot where when you roll on it, you feel like any kind of pain or tingling. In that case, you would be doing stretches and not direct pressure into the leg. So now we are going to rotate the leg externally. So now you're going to be on your lateral quad and go up and down again. This can be pretty intense, so support yourself with the weight through your feet, through your arms. And again, a second roller can be really helpful here. It's like the difference in comfort between wearing a flat pair of sneakers and a high-heeled shoe, in my experience. Okay, and let's come on off of that. I know you're happy to hear that everyone here is now smiling. So we're going to the other side. I'm smiling too, you just can't see it with the mask. All right, so we're coming up. And again, remember, you know, if you want the straight leg to get the best release, Now, if it is too much when you do that, you could deliberately soften the knee, but only if you find it too much with the leg straight. So again, figure four with the leg, fist down with the hand from the top arm. And then we're going to rotate the leg a little internally to go behind the IT band. You can bend your spine a little bit, but you want to keep the leg as straight as you can deal with it. And looking for the area that needs help. I'm pretty sure you'll know where that is when you find it. So this series is not that lovely while you actually are doing it, but the release you feel afterward really is worth the time and the effort. And then from here, we're going to rotate externally. So now you're in front of the IT band, in front of your side seam. Go up and down. This one is more intense. I'm going into both elbows here now. You might want to do that too. Back and forth here. Deep tissue massage. You adapt it as you see fit, as you need to. Okay, and then we're going to come on out of it. Everyone grateful for that now that we stopped? Yes. Let's adding to the list of things we're grateful for. Okay, so now we're going to work across the lower sacrum here by coming up to sitting on your roller. And then you'll tuck, lift the tail and sort of curve your low back towards the ground. Hands are a little wide, you want to feel uncomfortable in the chest. And here, just roll a little bit back and forth over your sacrum. Push off the feet. See, this is so easy and delicious after the last things we did, right? The body scoops into the curve of your back. It's like you hammocked your torso here. And then we are going to come back to be sort of below the sacrum into the upper or mid glute. You might want to bring your hands in a little bit to lift your chest higher. And let's cross the right thigh over the left, hugging the legs together. And from here, we'll let the knees fall over to the right. As you turn your head look left, you can go back a little bit into extension. Just be sure you're on whatever part of the glute you are interested in massaging. And then exhale, come back to center. Keep the same cross of the knees, and on the knees glide to the left. As you turn your head, look to the right. Feel the rotation in your spine. Exhale, come back to center. And again, take the knees over to the right. So the bottom foot is rocking on the mat here from one edge to the other. Exhale back to center and then to the other side. Again, look away. Exhale to unwind. Gaze and knees back to center. And one more time, knees going to the right and look away. And now here, find a spot that you want to work through, and you're going to cross-cut here a little bit, rocking back and forth. And you can change the angle, right? It could be more lateral, or it could be more beneficial to be more medial, like at the SI joints. So get that deep tissue massage. This is great if you have tight glutes or tight piriformis underneath the glute. Again, as long as you don't get like electric type pain or tingling down the outside of the leg. Then in that case, you've got something more serious going on, and you need to start with more gentle stretching, and if it continues, of course, see a medical professional. And then back, and we're taking the knees over to the left, and now back and forth again, massaging up that glute. So the good news is this is one of the things you can do to help prevent sciatica. Again, change the angle of your hips to change the imprint of the roller into your glute. And then we can come back to center and cross the leg, recross. Same thing again, other side. So we tip the knees over to the right and left. To really pick up your hip, get a lot of rotation here through your spine. Exhale, come back to center. And then you always look away from the angle of your knees. You can press the top leg into the bottom one to give you a little bit more weight, a little bit more stretch. Exhale to come back to center. You're going to adjust the hands as you need to. Roller tends to get pulled back towards your wrist, right? And then the next time the knees go over to the right, you're going to stay there on that diagonal and then roll up and down from top to bottom on that glute. And try changing the angle slightly. See what you need, what works best for you. And then back to center again, to the other side, one more time here. And it's always surprising to me when one side is so different from the other. But it shouldn't be, because we're sort of right-legged or left-legged, just like we are right-handed or left-handed. Okay, and back to center. Slide on off. All right, so we are going to do a standing exercise to massage out our feet on the roller. So if you're doing this at home, just be sure that, number one, it's probably not a good idea the first time you do it to be alone in the house. The other thing is be sure that you're standing someplace where you can hold on to something really stable. And proceed with caution, right? This is a balance exercise as well as a massage. So we're all going to come up and stand by the wall, and actually here in the matchbox, someone could stand by the podium. That's a good place to be. Or we could stand near like one of these pillars, and probably like the white pillars there are better than this little black one, but it'll all work too. So you lay your roller down. Move my screen here. See if that's far enough. All right. So you hold on to whatever you're holding on in front of you. It could be a countertop. Probably not something low, like really something chest height or higher is better. And then your feet are apart about 4 to 5 inches. And mainly you want to reach down with your heels to get the calf stretch and the massage into the arches of your feet, as opposed to going too far down with the toes, because what you don't want to do is fall forward into that ballet point kind of position without having toe shoes on or the understanding of how to use them. So we're going down here. You really enjoy the stretch into the calf. Feels good, right? And then you can slide the heels up a little bit and just work through massaging the arches of your feet. So back and forth here. So you can see why I give the cautions for this. You don't want to go so far in either direction that the roller slips out from under you, and you do need some good balance. Here's the other thing. You guys are doing great, by the way. So you want to stay as vertically as possible. So you're not trying to lean back or forward with the torso while you move the legs underneath you. Of course, the roller is moving, and so are you, but you don't try to lean back or try to lean forward. Work through this. Now, you can also, because the roller gets squashed a little bit, it will rebound over time. You know, though eventually if you do a lot of this, it will compress and it won't rebound so much. But now we're going to just stand. And then if you want, we can take one foot up, Stand on the other foot so you get more pressure into the foot, more release into the arch. I wouldn't recommend rocking here. Just try to stay here and open up the sole of the foot with the pressure of your body standing into the roller. And then we can lower the other leg down and switch. So of course here it's useful to think when you pick up, say I'm picking up my right knee, I'm also dropping down into my right hip. So I'm not leaning over to the left or to the right. You still want to think that you're in alignment. Nose, sternum, navel, pubic bone, and the space between the feet if those feet were down. And let's switch again one more time. So once you pick up the knee even slightly, pull down through that hip on that same side. And that will help you stay balanced and centered over the space between your legs, right over the center of the pelvic floor. And we'll do one more to balance and even this off. Now it may also help your balance to press the calves into each other. So that way you can engage your inner thigh and sort of feel more of your central axis here. Okay, and then both feet to the roller. And then step off. Good. Then take a little walk, see how nice your feet feel. They're happy again. That's a good thing. I now have a room full of people with smiling feet and also smiles on their faces, which is nice. All right, I think that'll work. And so back to your mats. And let's work into some Pilates mat exercises. So we're going to begin with footwork. So start sitting up and you can roll back, hands to the back of the thighs. Come to your upper curl and then frog in, heels together, knees apart, support your head. With your hands, pull the head up to lengthen the neck. And we're just going to push the legs up and out on a high diagonal 5 times. So you're going to reach, exhale, frog in. Press it away, exhale, pull it back in. Try to keep lifting your head up higher than your knees. Won't get there probably, but keep that effort going so stay engaged into the upper abdominals. One more, of course I will count while I was talking, but we're going now to parallel legs, so point and reach out. The toes pierce through the air. The arches are lifted like you're sucking the ball up into the center of each arch. Lengthen the legs to their fullest extent. If it bothers your back, take the legs higher. If it's not enough for your abs, take the legs lower. One more. Stretch out. Exhale, return. Now flex the feet and push out through your heels. Exhale, pulling it back. Keep lifting here, not just with the arms, but also with the abs. Try to find a deep fold here right under the chest wall. You can change the angle of your legs. You're not committed to one angle. So either take the legs higher if you need a little bit of a rest bed or a little bit of a break, or take them low if you want more work. Come in, and now we are going to take the legs higher. For inhale to point, exhale to flex the feet. Double toes, toes ball heel. Really should be high enough that you really feel that work in the calf and even in the hamstring. One more time. We're going to end with a point, circle the arms forward, start pumping for hundreds. Inhaling and exhaling. We've already worked the low abs, deeply, hopefully. So, be considerate as you take the legs forward to a lower position. You're going to feel that in your abdominal wall, but not feel like you're arching back. There is a natural arch there. Keep that supported with your abdominal wall. And keep coming up and forward with the chest, looking down into your midline. Your arms pump actively here, get a little breeze in the room. Lengthen out through your fingertips like you're sliding them up and down the wall in front of you. And the back of the skull lifts up, so you get a nice curve in your neck. Tipping your chin down like you're holding a raw egg here under your chin. Don't crush it, but hold it. One more breath. And then we fold everything in to lay on down. Good. Take the knees and circle them here. Apart and together, the feet move with the knees. You turn your head slowly side to side. And then complete the circle and reverse your circles. I know you can feel how moving the legs on the hip socket like this gives you a massage into the sacral area. Really nice for the low back. All right, perfect. And then we'll slide the legs forward for roll up. So the arms lift to the ceiling, weight the shoulder blades, and then reach the arms back. So hold the ribcage rounded. Lifting the arms, head, neck, and chest. Exhale. Come up, curve over your legs. Pull the waist back, tuck forward. Head looking down into the belly. Reach forward with your legs. Start to curl back. You lift the tail through the thighs. Your arms can go to whatever height allows you to control the work, but still feel it. Go down every vertebral one after the next, and then yawn the body open to the ceiling. We lift again. Exhale here. Round over, still exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. So if you're draping your body over an inflated beach ball, and then that ball is going to roll up the front of your body to roll you over into the mat, rolling you out like a rolling pin here on the mat. And we're lifting again. Exhale to rise, pull forward and over. Shoulders melt behind you as the head and neck lengthen forward. The blades slide back in opposition, and then rolling back here. Stay off the ground until you allow each inch of your spine to go down, sequentially here to the floor. We'll do one last one. One up. Notice if you pull to one side, right? It's very common to have one side stronger than the other, in which case you want to ask the side that doesn't do the work as easily to really kick in and try to be the lead here in this effort. And then let's circle the arms around. We work the TheraBand for those single leg circles. And we'll take that around the right foot. Lift the leg up to the ceiling and keep your elbows down. Start with the foot flexed and then do a couple of point flex here with the foot. Leave it in a soft point and we circle across the body. Inhale, reach out to the left, exhale, go low, out to the right, and external rotation high to the ceiling at the top of the movement. Sure, inhale to start the circle and then exhale all the way around. Come around the curve and up to the sky. If you're tracing the clock, you want to inhale for maybe 2 to 3 hours, and then the rest of the hours that you pass, you're exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. Let's go again. If you pull down to the right hip as the leg goes left, you're going to feel that stretch in the glute and the outer hip. Then open the leg wide while you work to keep the left side down. One more. So there's a balance in this exercise between finding the size of the circle and the stability through the hips. Pause here at the top, take a little stretch, and then we reverse out to the right. Left side is heavy. Push down, reach it low, across the body, up to the sky here, and reach again. Left side falling into the ground as the leg moves right, the right side falling into the earth as the leg moves left. Reach again here, the leg spirals on the surface of the joint as you circle the leg in the air. We'll do one last circle. With that short deep inhale allows that exhale to elongate. So you really, by the time you get to the top of the movement, you feel the knitting together of the low belly. And now let's take those ends of the band in the right hand and open the leg out to the right, left side down, and then rock a little bit here. We'll pull the leg up, lift it high, cross it over, extending the right arm. Rotate the leg internally here, keep the right shoulder blade down. Pull the leg back. And then exhale, come down with the right hip to lift the leg up. Give it one final pull here, one final stretch. And then you can pull the leg in, band this off. Embrace it in, but the other leg stretches directly out of the socket. And then let's just pull that right knee out towards the right armpit. Hold the pelvis level on the mat again. We're weighting the left side. Bolt it to the floor here in your mind. And then come back to center and extend the right leg forward. And here you can really feel like the right side has dropped about an inch into the ground, not just the leg, but also the pelvis, also the rib cage. So working it, also open this up, and now we go for the left side because fair is fair. So here we go. We're gonna lift the leg up. We do a couple of point flexes here. Rolling through the foot, articulation to get the work into the back of the leg. Elbows sliding forward so the shoulders are away from the ears, you lengthen your neck. Soft point to begin to circle across the body, left leg moves to the right. Exhale, sweep it low. Exhale, rotate, hold the right side down as the leg spins out to the left. And again, reach. Stretch and circle. Stay grounded through the opposite side of your body, the side away from the path of the leg. Hopefully you're getting both the stretch on the outer hip and then on the other side, the stretch on the inner thigh. And one final one, ride your breath around. Remember, the longer exhale is going to be the most satisfying and strengthening for the lower abdominals. You pause at the top and reverse. Out to the left, right side heavy, exhale. Drag leg across, press the left hip into the floor. And again, here we go. You're also focusing on that rotation of the leg in the socket. So it's externally rotates as it reaches out to the left, neutral at the bottom, internally rotates as it crosses over, neutral at the top. 2 more. Short deep breath in, long slow breath out. Out and out, so you have nothing left. And one more. And then here from the top, the left hand holds the double strap and take the leg out while still pressing the right side into the floor. Rock the leg a little bit gently, slowly. A little bit more stretch through different fibers of the upper inner thigh. And then exhale, pull the leg up here. Pull the leg shift, and then cross the leg over. And extend the arm. Look away from the leg, and then rotate the leg internally, the knee and toes come down because of the rotation of the femur. Shoulder blade is heavy into the mat. Exhale, use your core, use your obliques. Pull the hip down and lift the leg up. The leg lifts, get a final stretch, and then pull that knee into your chest. We'll embrace it in. The other leg stretches longer, reaching out to the center of the sole of the foot. And then let's pull the left knee out to the side and up towards the left armpit. Exhale to bring it back. And then slide the leg forward. Do everything else, settle yourself down, and hopefully you'll feel that both sides are now equally dropped into the ground or open across the front of your whole front line of your body. Okay, so we'll pull the right leg in, extend the left leg up to the ceiling, rock forward and up for rolling with the ball. All right, so holding on to your shins, elbows wide, curl the tail up. You're gonna lift the tail roll back to your shoulder blades. Exhale to come all the way forward and up. So as soon as your blades hit, you change the breath. Right, so inhale, shoulder blades touch, exhale starts there, and then carries you through to lifted position. So the rounder your back is, the easier this is. You may need extra padding under you. That's always a good idea. But you can even take a second to pull your waist back, pull the elbows wide and forward, round your back more, and then breathe into it. Think of your inhale, inflating the back like a tire, and then roll exhale to come back and still hold that C curve in your spine when we're like this. Massage out your spine. And definitely you're rolling in a straight line forward and back to the right and left side equally. That looks great. Good job. So here, ab series. Right leg in, left leg reaches up and out. Elbows wide. Pull your spine down slowly. Push the legs out and away from you. The top shin pushes up even, so you go down with control. And then you pull the knee in tight. Inhale, switch. And exhale, switch. You know the pattern. Outside hand to the ankle, inside hand to the knee. Really shoots straight out of the socket, pulls right back in. One more for the left. Pull both knees in, one hand to each shin. And we stretch, arms and legs up. Exhale, as you pull the knees in, you're circling the arms around. Now, the more advanced version of this, the most advanced version, you would tap the toes to the floor as you lift the arms up and stretch the legs out, and circle and embrace the legs in. But you can do lots of different varying angles here. More intermediate one would be to stretch the arms and legs more open. Just be sure that when you're taking the arms back, you're not falling out of your upper curl. The weight of the arms is increasing the work here in those upper abdominals. So stretch and exhale, pull it back. And then lay your head down. Turn your head side to side. So for today, we're going to lift the hips and do scissors with the roller under your sacrum. This is a gift from me to you. All right. And then fold the knees into your chest and lift the feet up to the sky. Be sure the roller is right at your sacrum in a place that your butt feels supported. And then we'll bring the right leg back and the left leg forward. Feel that stretch into the hamstring and maybe even across the lowered leg. Yeah. And then we switch the legs. One goes up, one goes down. They pass in mid-stride. And then you switch them again. By elevating them here, you can lift the leg higher if your hamstrings are tight. And you also get a chance to take the leg lower to give yourself a little hip opening stretch. Then track the legs. They should be still only about 4 inches apart if they pass each other in space. And one more set. Now, since we're here, we're going to also do the double leg lower lift here. It will be a little easier because the spine is in a bit of a tucked position, but just watch yourself. So you press the legs out and away. In a way, it's a little trickier because the low back is not supported by the floor. And then you exhale to come back up. So reach it slowly out and up. Press it out and down. Feel the abdominals really start to kick in as the legs go lower, and then exhale. The psoas pulls the legs back up. Get the stretch in the hamstrings. And again, reaching forward, the psoas is paying out to lower the legs. And then exhale, drag them on up here. This will give you a little bit of a massage into the SI joints also. One last time, reach, stretch, exhale, and pull it on back. Okay, fold the knees in, lower the feet, and knees are bent. Just stretch the right leg forward, the right arm back. Open up the front of your body. One more breath here. The arm comes back, you slide the foot in, and the left leg extends, the left arm reaches back. And then we're adding the right side, right leg extends, right arm back. In extension, you might feel the hip bone crust spread open a little bit. Definitely feel the stretch in the abdominal line. And we'll bring the arms around, slide the feet in. lift up off of the roller to the side. And we're moving here into the elbow to knee. So pull your legs into your chest, come to your upper curl. Hands go behind the head. And as you stretch the left leg forward, twist to the right. Coming forward and up as you stretch the leg, twist to the left. Try to balance right on the tip of the shoulder blades and keep the position of your rib cage within the frame of the hips. Like your arm may be extra wide. Balance beam suspended up in the air, 6 to 10 feet. And you're not going to fall off of it. You're going to stay right on your midline as you rotate and lift. Really push the push of the leg helps you keep that pelvic half down. We'll do one more set here. Twist the low, we love the abdominal workout. Come back to center and lower down, hug the knees in again, and roll forward and up to sitting. Come up, and let's go into some of the seated exercises here. We're going to go through spine stretch, spine twist, and saw. So if you know that you're better off sitting elevated on the yoga block, you should do that now. Books also work. For some people, even they need like a little ottoman or even a chair. It really depends how tight you are. So legs will be open, a little wider than your hips. You sit upright, try to feel the lift through the heart, reach up through the halo, the eyes on the horizon. And then extend the arms forward or slightly down through the arms to lift taller up through your chest. Look down your nose, tipping your chin to your chest. The top of the head reaches out, over and down. Move your neck first, and then the upper back, the thoracic spine. Look down the body as you suck the waist back. You're diving forward. Bring your hands as far forward as you can. And then press to the legs, sink the tail, and work up your back. Here's where we talk about zipping your body up a wall from the bottom to the top, and then you're peeling away from it. Look down, come forward, out, over, and down like a wave. Up and then over before it glides onto the shore. The belly pulls back. It's like the under curl of the wave here. Press down and you rise. The belly lengthens so that the back can shorten and pull you up. And over again. Exhale all the way over. Breathing out, that'll help pull the belly into the back wherever it's tight. And then inhale, articulate up from the bottom to the top. Grow tall at the top of the movement, the shoulders fall behind you. One more, exhaling over. Hang on here to your feet or your ankles, wherever you're holding. Widen the collarbones and pull your waist back. Feel the increased curve in your spine. It's not a collapse and it's not simply a hip hinge. This is more of a lifted arm. All right, and then stack your spine, come upright. Lower the arms, we close the legs, they're in parallel. Flex the feet. So imagine if you're up against a wall. We don't want to see in this exercise as one foot going forward and the other one going back, because that is showing that you're rotating through the pelvic halves. So we're going to keep the pelvis grounded, stable here, as the arms go out to the side and slightly forward of your chest. Again, push slightly down with the arms, lift the rib cage, lift the chest, and we rotate to the right. Pulse here, 1, 2, 3. Lift to center and then to the left. Twist and bring this out. Center again and rotate here. You want to watch that. So as you twist to the left, you want to watch that the right arm doesn't come forward. Right? It's all about keeping the arms here and then spinning the rib cage, spinning the waist, working from the vertebra in your back. That's it. Very good. Now, even when you're super experienced, it's a good idea to also periodically take your hands on top of your head. I think you want to inhale, lift up, like push your hands higher to the ceiling as you center. And then as you exhale and rotate to the right, don't swing from your elbows or your arms, rotate from your waist. And pulse, 1, 2, 3, lift to center. The body melts slightly, but you're not collapsing. Just think of softening as you twist here to your left 3 times. Check out your feet periodically as you work. So spin here. Hopefully mine have been behaving too. And it's far. back to center, rise up, and one more time. Now compare this feeling in your abs to how it felt when your arms were extended, because it's really easy to get carried away with just swinging the arms to move the torso instead of working from your core. And extend the arms out. And then let's twist. Can you work again from your center? Excellent. Lift up and then to the other side. Work from your center here. Feel the arms are just carried by that movement. Come back to center, lower the arms down. Really good. Okay, so now soft. Open the legs, they can go wider than your mat. Maybe even lift up. You're trying to sit perched right on your sits bones. And have a little arch in the back as you sit tall. Bend your knees as you need to for that to happen. Now the arms come out to the side, you rotate to the right. The left hand goes to the outside of the leg. Right arm reaches up behind you. And then come up, center, twist and dive over. And then pull your body up, center here. So I just want to take a moment to look at what happens to that back arm, because this is really confusing. I know it was confusing to me. And it took a while for me to realize I was doing it in like a less than optimal way. So as you're rotating to the right, you want to think of the right thumb going down, and then the palm turns up. And as you're going over and down simultaneously, so you really don't want to think of like starting with the arm high and keeping it high as you rotate it and bring it behind you, because you won't go very far. So you turn the thumb down, you turn the palm up, and as you dive over, that's what lifts the arm, but you're still opening the chest, right? So try to pull that right shoulder behind your back and look back towards where the fingertips are. Maybe lift the hand high enough that you can see your fingertips to ensure you get the rotation in your neck. How does that feel? You feel that spiral? And now lift to come up, and then the thumb goes down, the palm to the floor, and you come back. So now again, as you twist to the right, the back of the hand reaches to the left leg. The left thumb goes down, the palm goes up. As you're diving over, spiraling here. The hand is going to lift higher, and a lot of that movement is because of the diving of the torso down. And you're pressing the right arm into the leg to give you more rotation, as well as reaching back and across the room with your left hand. Wrists should ideally stay straight here. I know it's hard to tell when the hand is behind you. And then you lift to come up. It's nice if you have the option of working near a mirror sometimes so you can check the alignment. And we'll do it again. So going over. And think you're really trying to pull the left armpit to the right knee, the left ear towards the right ankle. Coming up. So tall, spiral, twist. So we're going to bring it out. And a lot of times people forget to do this big rotation through the upper back, the shoulder, the neck, and the head. Pull it up, center, and then lower down. So you should feel like you've really worked after doing soft. It's like there's a lot of mobility that we have that we don't access until you really break it apart and think about it. So hopefully that felt amazing for you. So let's take this to the roller for swan. You stretch out on your abs. Extend the arms over the roller, the ears between the arms, widen the collarbones now, and then pull the shoulders down your back, so to pull your gaze forward and up. You lift the heart, you stretch the chest forward so you feel the length in the abdominal line, and then slowly zip your belly down into the mat. Keep looking up until the very end, and then you look down and slightly forward at the mat underneath you. So the halo and the chest come forward, just scoop the eyes along the floor, up the wall, up towards the ceiling. Just be sure you're not cranking out the back of your neck. You want to curve in the neck. It feels like it's an extension of the curve in your thoracic spine. And then release it down. You want to start as if there was another roller coming up from the sacrum, over your hips to your waist, over the ribs to the chest, to the shoulders, the neck and the head. And we'll do that again. Go back here to come forward and up. Try to pull the blades together and down towards your tailbone. Like stretch long across the floor behind you. They reach back as you go forward. And down, and we'll do one last one here. The pelvis widening is a helpful cue. Think about the shoulder blades falling behind you, getting together. If they get pulled by your lats towards your tailbone. And then bring it down, take your time, working out of the extension. And once you're down, we'll sit back in child's pose with the roller. Do a little bit more lengthening into your lats. So wrist over the roller, head hangs down. And now here, slide the blades up by your ears. Pull the blades down towards your waist. So you're not moving your hips. If it's hard for you to have your hips on your heels, you could always roll up a yoga mat, a towel, even like your sweatshirt or something, and take it here under, like at the top of the calf, under the lower part of the thigh or further back as you get more open. But you want to be in a position where your knees are comfortable with this. And you have some support, so you're not holding yourself up with your quads here, but you're sinking back and getting the stretch in the quad. Blades slide forward, pull back. I call this turtle because there's an exercise like this on a piece of equipment called the Coraline. It's like the shell is moving up and down your body as the scapula moves up and down. Okay, and then roll your spine on up. Come up to sitting. And I think here, let's do one of the plank exercises. So we're going into an exercise called leg pull, where you'll be up on your hands, wrists in flexion, and you find your hands right under your shoulders. Take one foot back, curl the toes under, take the other foot back, keep the belly a little bit lifted as you push into the ground. We will lift the right leg up, rock forward, rock back, switch your legs. Lift the left, rock forward, rock back, switch your legs. Lift the right, go forward, rock back, switch. When we're here, rock forward, rock back, switch. Let's go ahead and lower down. Child's pose here. And then we're just going to come on up, shake out your hands and wrists. And we'll do the reverse. So here, the legs extend in front of you. The palms eventually, well, the palms are going to be flat to the ground. Eventually, the fingers would point straight back. This is opposite from the way I learned a similar exercise in Ashtanga, where the fingers were forward. But in Pilates, they're back. But the truth is that when you're still opening your chest, the fingers might come out towards the side or on the diagonal. So go where it works for you. If your wrists are really tight, you might need to elevate the heel of the hand slightly by folding the mat over and then having the heel elevated with the fingers lower. But we're going to press into the heels, pull the hips up, use the back line of your body for support, kick the right leg up, bring it down, alternate the legs, lift and lower, right leg here. Try to lower the leg with control, don't drop it. This is so much strength to do that. Pick it up, bring it down, one more, and down, good. And then lower the hips, and then just dive forward, take a little stretch here. All right, and I do believe that is our class for today. Stack your spine, come all the way up. Thank you guys for playing today for Pilates. Yay, so happy to see you all. And I do believe next week is our last week here for the semester.